10. Fast-growing shrubs for your garden. Zone 3-9. Hello friends and welcome back to Earthly Delights. If you're here today, chances are you're someone who loves the beauty of plants. Whether it's filling your living room with greenery or transforming your backyard into a peaceful escape. Maybe you're a new gardener who feels a little impatient waiting for shrubs to grow. Or perhaps you've been tending your garden for years and you simply want plants that can make a big impact. Fast. Many of you watching are busy people. Some are caring for families. Some are retirees finally enjoying time in the garden. And others are young professionals hoping to turn a small yard into a sanctuary. Whoever you are, I know one thing. We all want results we can see, color we can enjoy, and a garden that makes us feel proud every time we step outside. Today, I'm going to share with you 10 fast-growing shrubs for zones 3 through 9. These shrubs are not just quick to establish, but they also bring fragrance, pollinators, privacy, and year-round beauty. And the best part? They work in a wide range of climates, so no matter where you're gardening from Minnesota to Georgia, there's something here for you. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's discover together which shrubs can transform your space into a lush paradise much faster than you ever expected. And before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our Earthly Delights community. You won't want to miss the ideas and inspiration we have coming your way. 1. Ninebark, the shrub that surprises in every season. When we talk about fast-growing shrubs that don't just fill space but also bring character, Ninebark deserves to be at the top of the list. If you've ever walked by a garden in early spring and noticed a shrub glowing with fresh copper or wine-colored foliage, there's a good chance you've already met this beauty. What makes Ninebark so special is not only its speed, it's the way it keeps giving season after season. In spring, delicate clusters of white or pinkish blooms appear like little fireworks. As summer arrives, its rich foliage deepens in color, and by autumn you get that same vibrancy paired with structure. Then comes winter, when most shrubs stand bare and plain. Ninebark reveals another hidden gift. Its bark begins to peel back in layers, creating a texture that looks like an artist's brushstrokes against the snow. This shrub is tough as nails too, thriving in heavy clay or poor soil, and it can handle the cold down to zone 3. That means whether you're gardening in the frosty north or a mild climate further south, Ninebark will reward your patience, or rather, require very little patience at all. Many viewers of Earthly Delights tell me they worry about constant pruning, but here's the secret. Ninebark naturally forms graceful arches, so the less you cut, the more elegant it looks. If you ever need to shape it, prune from the base instead of snipping the middle, and it will thank you with fuller growth. For those of you eager to create a backdrop that feels mature in just a few years, Ninebark is that trustworthy friend. It's the kind of shrub that quietly holds your garden together while still stealing glances from every visitor. And as we move to the next plant, think of Ninebark as your reminder that sometimes strength and beauty truly can grow side by side. 2. Rose of Sharon, late summer fireworks in bloom. Just when many gardens begin to look a little tired in the heat of late summer, Rose of Sharon steps onto the stage like a performer who knows exactly when to steal the spotlight. This fast-growing shrub can feel like a gift for gardeners who crave color when everything else is fading. Imagine walking outside on an August evening and being greeted by large, hibiscus-like flowers in shades of soft pink, vibrant purple, or pure white, glowing in the last rays of the sun. That's the magic Rose of Sharon brings, a burst of fireworks when you least expect it. Many of you watching from zones 3 through 9 have written in saying you want shrubs that can withstand cold winters, yet still offer tropical-style blooms. Rose of Sharon does exactly that. It's hardy, resilient, and doesn't demand much from you once it's established. Modern varieties have even solved an old problem: unwanted seedlings spreading everywhere. Newer sterile or nearly sterile cultivars stay right where you plant them, making them easy to manage. And they grow quickly too, often doubling in size within their first couple of seasons, which is a real joy if you're eager to see results without waiting years. Gardeners love to use them as standalone showpieces or as part of a blooming hedge that transforms an ordinary fence line into something spectacular. The upright varieties like white pillar are especially striking when planted in a row, creating a natural wall of summer color and even providing a bit of privacy. And if red has never been your favorite, you might be surprised at how varieties like Cabaret Red look more like deep raspberry or maroon, blending beautifully into a softer palette. For those of you who work long hours and only have time to enjoy your garden in the evenings, Rose of Sharon feels almost made for you. Its blooms linger into twilight, as if waiting to greet you at the end of a long day. It's a shrub that reminds us that beauty doesn't just belong to spring. It can shine in the heat of summer too. And from here, let's move toward a shrub that doesn't just bring color, but a fragrance that stirs old memories. The lilac. 3. Lilac's fragrance that lasts beyond spring. If there's one shrub that carries the power to transport us instantly back to childhood memories, it's the lilac. For many of you, the very thought of lilacs may bring back the image of a grandmother's garden or the scent drifting through an open window in May. They're not just shrubs, they're storytellers, weaving nostalgia with every bloom. And the best part? With modern reblooming varieties like the Bloomerang series, that joy is no longer limited to just a few short weeks in spring. Lilacs are remarkably fast growers once they've settled in, and for gardeners in zones 3 through 9, they're tough enough to survive harsh winters while rewarding you with generous flowers when warmer days return. What makes the Bloomerang series so exciting is its ability to flower again later in the season. Imagine enjoying that sweet, unmistakable fragrance, not just in spring, but also as summer unfolds. It's like receiving an unexpected letter from an old friend, reminding you that beauty can circle back when you least expect it. Caring for lilacs is simple. Give them sunlight, a little pruning after their first bloom, and they'll thank you by bursting with even more flowers. Fertilizing after spring bloom encourages the cycle to continue. And because they grow quickly, a small 1-gallon plant can rise into a graceful, full shrub within just a few years. Something any gardener craving quick results will appreciate. For those of you who want a garden that speaks not only to the eyes, but also to the heart, lilacs are unmatched. They don't just fill your space with blossoms. They fill it with memories, emotions, and the simple joy of stepping outside to breathe in a fragrance that feels timeless. And as we leave the soft perfume of lilacs behind, we move next to a shrub known not just for its flowers, but for its striking foliage and year-round presence, the dogwood. 4. Dogwoods, 4 seasons of beauty. When you're looking for a shrub that refuses to fade into the background, dogwoods rise to the occasion. They are the kind of plant that doesn't just grow quickly, but also transforms with every season, offering something new to admire each time you pass by. In spring, their foliage unfurls with hints of pink and white, sometimes edged with creamy variegation that catches the morning light like brushstrokes on a canvas. As summer deepens, the leaves settle into a lush green that anchors your garden, while clusters of small flowers add a delicate touch. By autumn, those same leaves turn shades of soft blush and gold, signaling the shift of the season. And then, in the quiet of winter, when most shrubs retreat into bare simplicity, dogwoods reveal their greatest secret: vibrant red stems that stand boldly against snow or frost, like nature's own fireworks in the cold. Dogwoods are fast growers, making them ideal for gardeners who don't want to wait years for impact. A small shrub planted one spring can become a commanding presence within just a couple of seasons. They thrive from zone 3 through zone 9, meaning whether your winters are harsh or your summers are mild, dogwoods will adapt and flourish. Give them room, because once they settle in, they spread generously, forming a living structure in your landscape. Their resilience is another gift, able to handle heavy soils and still put on a show each year. What makes them so beloved is how they create year-round interest. Few shrubs can compete with their ability to provide color, form, and texture 12 months of the year. For those of you who long for a garden that feels alive, no matter the season, dogwoods deliver. They remind us that beauty doesn't have to pause with the turning of the calendar. It simply changes its costume. And from the steady presence of dogwoods, We now move to a shrub that bursts with energy and invites life into the garden. The butterfly bush. 5. Butterfly bush, a magnet for life and color. If your dream garden is one that hums with energy, alive with bees, butterflies, and even the occasional hummingbird, then the butterfly bush will feel like a revelation. This shrub doesn't waste time. It grows quickly, filling its space with graceful stems and clouds of fragrant flowers that bloom all summer long. And what a variety of colors it offers. Purples as rich as velvet, pinks that glow like a sunset, crisp whites that brighten any corner, and even new shades that lean toward blue. Each flower cluster is like a beacon, drawing pollinators in from every direction, turning your garden into a stage where nature performs daily. For gardeners in zones 3 through 9, the butterfly bush is as practical as it is enchanting. It loves the sun, tolerates drought once established, and with just a little care, it can flourish even in less than perfect soil. Plant it slightly higher in the bed so water drains well, and you'll find it rewards you with vigorous growth. Some varieties stay compact, like the Pugster series, which makes them perfect for small spaces or even container gardens. Others stretch taller, offering structure at the back of a border. Either way, the impact feels almost instant, and within just a couple of seasons, your garden looks more alive than ever. There is also a lesson in patience with butterfly bushes. In spring, they often appear lifeless, making new gardeners worry they've lost them. But wait a little longer, and you'll see them awaken, pushing out fresh shoots that soon transform into cascades of blooms. It's as if the plant reminds us that renewal often comes just when we think the story's over. And so, from the joyful energy of the butterfly bush, we move to another fast grower that brings not only flowers but also romance and structure to the garden, the climbing rose. 6. Climbing roses romance that reaches for the sky. There is something undeniably magical about a garden where roses climb. They soften fences, frame doorways, and turn simple arches into gateways of romance. Among fast-growing shrubs, climbing roses hold a special place because they don't just grow, they reach, stretching skyward as if determined to become part of your home itself. Plant a young climber in the cool days of fall, and by the time 2 summers have put past, you may already see it weaving across a trellis, its canes dotted with blooms that catch the morning dew. Few plants transform a garden so dramatically in such a short time. For gardeners in zones 3 through 9, climbing roses like Rise Up Amber Rays or the vigorous James Galway deliver both speed and beauty. They are resilient enough to withstand cold winters, yet generous enough to reward you with flushes of flowers that feel endless through the warm months. The secret to their success is simple. Give them a strong support from the very beginning. A trellis, an arbor, even a sturdy fence will do. But once they take hold, their growth surges forward with determination. And each season, they come back stronger, climbing higher, as though determined to write your garden's love story. For those of you who long to create a space that feels timeless and a little enchanting, climbing roses are companions you'll never forget. Their blooms are not just petals, they're poetry, unfolding slowly and filling the air with quiet fragrance. And the best part is that the more you nurture them, the more they reward you, until you find yourself walking under arches dripping with roses, wondering how your garden ever felt complete without them. From this romantic vision, we now move to a shrub that may not climb but surprises with exotic blooms and bold growth. The desert orchid. 7. Desert orchid, an exotic surprise in the garden. Every so often, a plant arrives in the garden that feels a little unexpected, almost as though it doesn't belong to your climate but insists on thriving anyway. The desert orchid, sometimes called El Niño Chalpa, is exactly that kind of surprise. At first glance, its foliage seems ordinary, but then come the flowers, delicate orchid-like blooms with a gentle fragrance that instantly elevates the mood of a summer evening. When they open, it feels as if you've brought a piece of the tropics right into your own backyard, even if you live in the colder zones of the north. This shrub is fast-growing, sometimes shooting up several feet in a single season once it takes root. Gardeners often underestimate just how vigorous it can become, planting it in the middle of a bed only to realize within a year that it belongs at the back, anchoring the border like a statement piece. Even in heavier soils such as clay, the desert orchid proves resilient, especially when paired with drip irrigation. And while it may experience some winter dieback in colder zones, its determination to return each spring is impressive. It bounces back stronger, as if refusing to be forgotten. What makes this shrub especially valuable is the timing of its blooms. When many other plants have finished their summer display, the desert orchid steps in, carrying the show into late August and beyond. For gardeners who crave color and fragrance that extend the season, this is a hidden gem worth discovering. It reminds us that beauty often comes when we least expect it, lingering just a little longer than we thought possible. And from the exotic charm of the desert orchid, we turn now to a classic favorite that fills gardens with bold blossoms and dependable growth, the hydrangea. 8. Hydrangeas' timeless blooms with quick rewards. Few shrubs capture the heart of gardeners as quickly as hydrangeas. Perhaps it's the way their blooms gather in clusters, like bouquets offered fresh each morning, or the way their colors shift with the soil, from soft blues to blush pinks and creamy whites. Whatever the reason, hydrangeas are the kind of plant that feels at home in almost every garden. And the best part? They don't keep you waiting long. Many hydrangea varieties, such as the Annabelle types or newer introductions like Incredible and Flowerful, can double in size within just a couple of seasons, rewarding your patience with mounds of blossoms that last from early summer into fall. For gardeners in zones 3 through 9, hydrangeas bring not only speed but also reliability. They can handle the chill of northern winters and still return in spring with strong, leafy growth. Modern varieties are bred with sturdier stems too, so their heavy blooms stand tall even after summer storms. Planted in the fall, they use the cooler months to settle their roots deep into the soil, making them stronger and more resilient when the heat of summer arrives. By the following year, you'll already see them expanding, creating a lush backdrop that feels established and permanent. There is something magical about a hydrangea in full bloom at dusk, when the light softens and their round blossoms seem to glow like lanterns in the garden. They invite you to slow down, to notice the quiet details that make gardening worth every moment. And while they grow quickly, they also endure, becoming long-term companions that mature gracefully over the years. From the dependable elegance of hydrangeas, we turn now to a shrub that bursts into golden celebration at the very first hint of spring, the joyful Forsythia. 9. Forsythia, the golden trumpet of early spring. Long before most shrubs have even woken from their winter sleep, Forsythia bursts into bloom with a brilliance that can stop you in your tracks. Its golden flowers line every branch, glowing like trumpets announcing the arrival of spring. For gardeners who spend long months waiting through cold, gray days, this shrub feels like a promise kept. It grows quickly, sometimes reaching full size in just a few years, and it transforms the garden almost overnight into a scene of joy and renewal. Forsythia is especially loved in zones 3 through 9 because of its toughness. It handles cold winters without complaint and rewards you with dazzling color as soon as temperatures begin to rise. Its branches are flexible yet strong, arching outward in graceful cascades, and with a little planning, you can use it to create vibrant hedges, lively borders, or simply a bold focal point in the garden. One of the best things about Forsythia is how forgiving it is. Even new gardeners find success with it, as it adapts easily to a variety of soils and requires only sunlight and occasional shaping to thrive. But perhaps its greatest gift is emotional. Imagine stepping into your garden on a crisp March morning, still wrapped in a coat, only to be greeted by a blaze of gold against the lingering chill. It is nature's reminder that no winter lasts forever, and that brighter days are always ahead. And because Forsythia grows so quickly, you don't have to wait long to enjoy that moment year after year. From this golden herald of spring, we move to a shrub that not only grows fast, but also gives back in even more ways, with foliage, flowers, and fruit to share, the elderberry. 10 to 10, elderberry beauty and harvest in one shrub. Few shrubs manage to balance ornamental beauty with practical reward quite like the elderberry. Fast-growing and adaptable, it quickly fills space in the garden, reaching a generous size within just a few seasons. But elderberry offers more than speed. It brings flowers, foliage, and fruit, making it a shrub that appeals to both the eye and the appetite. In spring, lacy clusters of creamy blossoms spread across the branches, attracting pollinators and filling the air with a subtle sweetness. As the season turns, those blossoms give way to deep purple or black berries, rich in antioxidants and beloved by both wildlife and gardeners who enjoy turning them into syrups, jams, or even homemade wine. For gardeners in zones 3 through 9, elderberries are a true gift. They thrive in a wide range of conditions, even tolerating wetter soils where other shrubs might struggle. Varieties like black lace with its dark, finely cut foliage, or golden-leaved cultivars add a dramatic touch to garden design, blending ornamental value with functionality. And their growth rate is nothing short of impressive. Plant a young shrub today, and by next summer, you may already find it providing both shade and harvest. There is something deeply satisfying about walking through your garden and harvesting fruit from a plant that also happens to look stunning. Elderberries remind us that gardens can nourish body and soul at the same time, offering both beauty for the eyes and bounty for the table. They are living proof that practicality doesn't have to sacrifice elegance. And with that, we have reached the end of our journey through 10 remarkable shrubs, each one fast-growing, each one ready to transform your garden into a thriving sanctuary more quickly than you ever imagined. Now let's bring it all together in a closing thought. Growing dreams faster than you think as we've journeyed through these 10 fast-growing shrubs, from the golden trumpets of Forsythia to the fragrant lilacs and the fruitful elderberry. One thing becomes clear. A garden doesn't have to take decades to feel alive and abundant. With the right choices, you can create a sanctuary in just a few short seasons, a place that greets you with fragrance in the morning, color in the afternoon, and peace in the evening. Whether you're seeking privacy, pollinators, or simply a splash of joy after a long winter, these shrubs are companions that will rise to meet your hopes. Gardening is not just about planting, it's about watching life respond to your care. Each shrub you choose becomes part of your story. For some of you, it may be the lilac that brings back memories of childhood. For others, the butterfly bush buzzing with life may feel like the perfect way to pass on a love of nature to your children or grandchildren. And for those who crave both beauty and practicality, the elderberry reminds us that a garden can feed us in more ways than one. Now it's your turn. Tell me in the comments, which of these shrubs excites you most? Which one do you imagine in your own garden, transforming the space outside your window? I'd love to hear your dreams and your plans, because this channel, Earthly Delights, is about building a community of gardeners who grow together. And if you found inspiration today, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and join us for more ideas to make your indoor and outdoor spaces thrive. Your next season of beauty might be just one shrub away.